Hey friends, welcome to Jersey Concept Friday. It's Neil here from Post to Post. Every single Friday, we do this on the channel. We look at jersey concepts from the community. You know what? Yesterday, we looked at a designer called Drew. He made us some awesome MLB to NHL jerseys. If you haven't seen that video, please go check it out. But guess whose work we're looking at again here today? It's Drew's. And he's come up with, let me look at the file numbers, 62 files for us to go through, which I assume means 62 NHL jerseys for us to look at. And they're labeled 2 for each team, or at least maybe not 2 for each team, but you know, it's 32 plus 32 is 64, which doesn't equal 62. So we're missing 2 somewhere. I just don't know what they are yet, but they are in alphabetical order as far as abbreviation. So we will go through as normal, give our thoughts, react to these. Have not seen these, and we'll go from there. And these are uniform concepts, by the way, not jerseys. And the series here is what NHL teams will look like in 2030. Predicting what the NHL is going to look like as far as uniforms and teams. Awesome. So let's jump right in. Let's bring up the first one, Anaheim number 1. There's 2 jerseys here, 2 uniforms. So if there's 2 uniforms per file, and there's 62 files, that's 124 uniforms we need to look at. I'm going to go a little bit quick, okay? I do not want this to be a 50-minute video. Drew, I apologize. I'm going to zip through this. Okay, so we've got total rebrand with elements from teams past he's got here, and I definitely see some elements from the teams past. I do like the purple and the orange look so good together. Main logo recolorized a little bit. This is a very good redesign of a home and away, and it's not my favorite that I've seen, but it's still very good. Let's move on. Okay, so we've got Cali-inspired uniform, and then a golden era jersey when the team win the cup. I assume that means won the cup. Well, we've got a lot to dissect here, but if we've got 124 uniforms to go, it's going to be quick. I will say that I really like the Cali-inspired one. That the gradient for, like, there's certain teams that can pull off a gradient. I think Florida teams can. I think Arizona can because of the sunsets. California teams can because of the sunsets. Same with the Florida team, sunsets. So when I think of gradients, I think of naturally occurring gradients, and I see sunsets in the sky. Sometimes we get, orange to or red, yellow to orange to red. Sometimes we get some weird purple colors and stuff. There's always natural gradients in the sky, even if it's not a sunset. You always see it. So I think that totally works for a California team like the Ducks here. I really like that. That's probably one of my favorite usages of gradients I've ever seen in a uniform. The one on the right should be very familiar to us, and I think that is acceptable, definitely acceptable in the fan base. Let's move on. Boston, home and away, so a little bit more classic style uniform here, maybe going back into the 90s, or early 90s, 80s for sure, I think uniforms here. The shoulders are definitely different than what we see now. I think this is okay, nothing to complain about. This looks good. Now for the alternates, we've got a 1940s inspired jersey, which is brown. Going to give that the X right away because it's brown. The one on the left, I like the jersey design. We've seen that logo in the past, not colorized like that, but we've seen that. Yellow as the primary color is going to be a no for me. I wish it was kind of inversed where we had black as the primary color, yellow as the secondary color. Moving on to Buffalo. Home and away here, the home jersey, home uniform looks basically the same as it is right now, which is fine. The away one is a little bit different, but still looks pretty good. Let's go see the alternates. Ooh, okay. I will say the one on the left is very modern and actually really cool. You got a B on, I think, the left leg, and also a B on the right leg, if I'm not mistaken. And just very subtly, which is nice. Very modern uniform on there. I actually really like that on the left. The one on the right has some very positive things going for it. I really like the jersey, the socks, the gloves, the helmet all look awesome. The off-white pants do not match at all. That colorization is nowhere else in the uniform. So I would want to see, honestly, yellow pants before off-white pants. That just doesn't fit for me. Next, we've got the Carolina Hurricanes. I think I like their, first impressions, I think I like their home and away better now. These are nice uniforms, though. Next, the alternates. Okay. Well, the one on the right's quite classic, with an updated logo, like he has noted there. The one, which is nice. And the one on the left is pretty decent. I don't love the texture in the stripe on the arms. I know that they use that, but it's not as prominent as it is here on this concept. So I'd say no, actually, to the one on the left. The one on the right is actually a really nice uniform. I like that a lot. Moving on to Columbus, home and away. I love it. So we've got an all new look. He says elements from team name. Well, it's new, but it's old. And I think that's the direction I would like to see them go. And because that alternate jersey is so popular, everyone really loves it, the Cannon jersey. And this looks great. Home and away both look actually really good. Alternates, the one on the right is fantastic. That brings me way back. The one on the left is kind of the same branding, but a little bit different colorization for the Cannon jersey. The one on the right is awesome. I like that one a lot. Calgary, moving on. So, keeping on with the retro vibes here, I would say that these are definitely fine first impressions. I do like their current home and away, I would say more than these, but not drastically more. The alternates, the one on the left is quite interesting. The logo, the way that everything's colorized, no white around the logo, no white in the logo, just the red and the yellow, and some black, obviously looks pretty good. The striping looks good as well. That's a nice uniform. The Blasty on the right, I think a little bit too much yellow for my personal taste. Moving on to Chicago. Okay, so we've got essentially the same home and away. Things are a little tiny bit different, but generally pretty the same. Moving on to the alternate uniforms here. So the one on the left, I would assume, is possibly pulled from all the colorization and the feathers of the logo. Just kind of, having fun with the colors on the shoulders and the arms and on the legs. I think that's maybe a little bit too bold for Chicago, but it still looks okay. The one on the right is going to be an absolute miss for me just because I don't like football-inspired jerseys on NHL jerseys that use the number on the front. I don't want the number to be the primary element. I want it to be secondary at the most, so that one's going to be a miss for me. Next, the Colorado Avalanche. Quite similar design to what they use now as far as the jersey. It all looks pretty good. I like the blue pants instead of the black pants. I think that's a good call there. That looks great. And the alternate jerseys. The one on the right is fantastic. That uniform is amazing. I really, really like that a lot, actually. That's probably my favorite so far. The one on the left is quite interesting as well. It kind of looks like maybe a Stadium Series uniform, honestly. A very minimalistic logo. Looks good. Dallas, wow, that is some green. My guy, you hitting us with some bright green here. Complemented with the dark green, it's a bit awkward. Interesting arms, though. I really like what you've done with the arms and the striping, having that almost negative space there, be that star. I think the away white jersey is okay on the right, but the home jersey is throwing me off. As far as the alternate jerseys here, the one on the left, yeah, you've gone full on with the bright green and dark green kind of pairing. I think it's gonna be a no on that pairing for me overall. The one on the left, I would say, is better than the one on the right. Detroit. Well, this basically looks exactly the same what they used so far, so I'm not gonna say anything here. Let's move on. The dark uniform on the left is absolutely something I would love to see in Detroit's lineup. I think that would be awesome. Now the one on the right is very classic. I don't love the pants, the pattern on the bottom of the pants, but I do like the rest of it. I think the off-white is nice with the Detroit, and then the font on the front is a throwback to the Detroit Cougars from the 1932 team or whatever it is. Let's move on. Okay, Florida. Bringing back the primary logo or the original logo, or a version of it. You've got some slashes in the bottom of the arms. I think that looks pretty cool. Is this better than their current uniforms, home and away? No, but it is very nice. It is nice. Alternate jerseys here. The one on the left, Miami Vice themed. That looks awesome. Very nice specialty uniform. The one on the right, getting some Calgary Flames vibes for sure from that. So maybe a bit of a no on the one on the right, but still it is definitely nice. Moving on. Okay, what is this? Excuse me, what? Houston? I wanted to come up with a unique, modern, and meaningful brand. So here are Houston Apollos. Sign me up. I like it. Been lots of rumors floating around, by the way, of possible expansion in the NHL. We'll talk about that maybe in the future. But as for right now, you've hit what? You've hit us with some pretty interesting branding here. I do like this, actually. If there was a team that came in the league called the Houston Apollos, they would immediately become my second favorite team. Immediately. Sorry, San Jose. I like it. Okay, next, we got some alternate jerseys here from Houston. So the one on the right is obviously Texas inspired. That looks pretty good. Don't love the Houston font on the front, but the one on the left is quite modern. Some very neon yellow kind of green colors. It's very interesting branding here for sure. Next, the LA Kings. Well, this is awesome. I would love to see the total rebrand that is being presented here to us. I think that would be awesome to see these colors come back as a primary home and away. Oh, wow. Look at that. Very, very deep, almost like eggplant purple here on the left. That's quite a modern design. Very Stadium Series for sure. The one on the right is honoring, I guess, maybe the subdued colors that they use now with some of that metal fleck texture in there. That looks good. I actually really like that. Next, the Minnesota Wild. So the home jersey, which is on the left, is very close to what they currently have, but the one on the right is kind of an updated jersey, and I think that is the absolute correct decision for Minnesota. As far as alternate jerseys, nice gradient on the left, almost looks like Northern Lights or something. And the Minnesota Wild, they've got a wild outdoor inspired brand, so the Northern Lights totally makes sense. The one on the right, the uniform on the right looks pretty good. I think we're used to that. I think we'd accept that for sure. Next, the Montreal Canadiens. Well, home jersey looks relatively the same. Away jersey's relatively the same. Not a lot to say here. Away jersey, the one on the right is fantastic. I really like that one a lot. That is great to see. The one on the left, that appears to be the Montreal City flag on the top left there in the crest. The logo loses it for me. It's just blends too much into the background. The New Jersey Devils here. So we're going back to some maybe more classic shoulder design. It's okay. It's definitely okay. It's pretty close to obviously what currently exists. What do you got for the alternates? The alternates, okay, wait, what? The one on the right is the exact same jersey that we just saw in the previous slide, so I guess I'm not going to comment on that. But the one on the left is, it looks like a practice uniform. It's gray. Like, it looks okay. I don't know, it looks like a practice uniform to me. Let's move on. Nashville. Ooh, total rebranding here in away. This does look pretty good. I actually do like this a lot. Both home and away look really good. As far as alternates go, the one on the left, absolutely the one on the left. That looks amazing. I really like that a lot. The one on the right definitely has some classic vibes to it. I think that looks okay. If they want to use yellow, that's fine. Let's move on to the Islanders. We're speed running this. The Islanders here, this looks okay. Very close to what they currently use. The alternates, now. I see that teal peeking in there, that fisherman teal. Absolutely would endorse that decision. The one on the right is an interesting jersey design as well. It's okay. Moving on to the Rangers. Nothing to say here. This looks exactly what they currently use. And then the alternate jerseys, or uniforms rather, the one on the left is quite nice. I get like a neon vibe from the blue. I'm okay with that. The one on the right, there needs to be, like, if you're going to use off-white pants like that, I think it needs to be implemented elsewhere in the uniform, whether that's a helmet or the gloves or something. It really stands out if it's just the pants. Moving on, Ottawa Senators. A nice little tweak, I guess, of the current jerseys. I think this is fine. I don't know if it's better than what they currently use, but it's fine. Alternate jerseys, the one on the left, definitely quite out of the box for sure. It looks okay. The one on the right, I could see them using a nice retro design. Moving on to the Philadelphia Flyers. Again, very close to what they currently use, so not a lot to say here. But the alternates, the one on the left, Quakers-inspired jersey. Sign me up for that, absolutely. The one on the left, did I say left earlier? I meant the right. The one on the right, Quakers-inspired. The one on the left, got the Liberty Bell. Definitely some modern striping going on there as well. Not bad. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Again, quite similar to what this team currently uses, so not a lot to say here. I do like the gloves, though. The gloves look really nice. Ooh, okay. The one on the right, I don't know. Like, having 3 letters on the front is very advantageous as far as seeing what's on the front of the jersey because the letters are so big. But Pitt is it's just a weird word to have on the front. Obviously, it stands for Pittsburgh, and it's their abbreviation, but Pitt, I don't know, it just looks a little bit weird. I like it, but it looks weird. The one on the left, going to be a miss for me. Too much yellow. Okay, Seattle, nothing to say here. That looks very close. The alternates, wow, the one on the left is quite good. I like the grading in there. That's cool. The one on the right it's a little awkward. I think I like everything except for the stripe in the back of the logo, and it's only because it's the same color. It looks like a weird, like, tube top bra thing. So I would change. I think I'd inverse it. Have the stripe in the background be the dark blue, and then the text be the light blue. I think that would fix that a little bit. But it's actually a really cool, very simplistic uniform there. Cool. All right, moving on. The San Jose Sharks. The Sharks have rebranded recently, and it's been a hit and a miss for sure for a lot of people. I think this is a really good option for them. I don't think it's my favorite that I've seen, but it's nice. I appreciate the texture there and the striping. Let's see what you got for alternates. Wow. The one on the left is very, like Tron almost or something. Very modern, very Stadium Series. The one on the right is clearly very retro. I think that looks okay. Next, St. Louis. Okay, so we've got some switch ups here. I think I like both. I think I like their current ones a little bit more, as far as home and away, that is. Alternates. The one on the right, what's going on in the logo? Is that some metal fleck texture in the logo? That's, that might work. That might work, actually. The one on the left, that logo is kind of inspired from that Reebok jersey from like 2013-ish, I think it was. It looks decent. Yeah, it looks okay. Moving on, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Wow. I love the jerseys. And I love the uniforms, rather. I love the uniforms. The logo's thrown me off a little bit. It looks too much like a Thor lightning bolt or something. I don't know. I think it's the angle. Maybe it's too vertical. It needs to be at a little bit more of an angle, I think, like their current logo. But awesome branding here. Moving on. Wow. Okay, so the one on the right we're quite familiar with from the Reverse Retro series and their history. The one on the left, pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent. Let's move on. Maple Leafs. Okay, so striping is different here. The shoulders are a little bit different on the away. This is okay overall. Yeah, good change. The one on the left here, as far as the alternates, that's actually pretty nice. I like that a lot. There's some Rappers vibes maybe in that. The one on the right, quite classic as well, like their regular jerseys. I think I'm okay with that as well. Vancouver Canucks. Well, not bad. Definitely not bad, but not the best rebrand that I've seen. It's good, not great. Moving on to the alternates, I do not like that kind of kilt pattern there on the left one in the arm. Going to be a miss for me. The one on the right, V on the front they're allowed to use it, I guess, but it's just, I don't know, it needs more. It needs, Johnny Hockey almost needs to come through it or something, I don't know. Vegas, what you got for me? Regular home and away here. The home looks pretty much identical. The away has been obviously changed a little bit. The gold on the number section looks pretty good, actually. I like that. The alternates we've got going on here. The one on the left is okay. The one on the right is okay. Neither I love. Both are okay. Okay, Winnipeg. Very retro, which is great. Not better than their current retro alternate jerseys, though. I would say this is a great option, but not the best option. Let's see what you got for alternate jerseys. Oh, the one on the right is awesome. I like that a lot, actually. Very retro, very simplistic. The one on the left also is really cool. It reminds me of the team in the AHL, Syracuse Crunch. Do they use these colors? I gotta look it up. No, maybe not. Must be not thinking of that team. Some team. This reminds me of some team out there. This reminds me of for sure. I do like it, though. It's good. Moving on to the Washington Capitals. And I think this is okay. I really like the white one. The away uniform is excellent. I think the home uniform is average, maybe a little bit more. Let's move on to the alternate jerseys. The one on the right, going to be a miss for me. I don't like numbers on the front, like I said earlier. The one on the left is okay. It's a little bit too much red for me, I think. What's next? Oh, that was it. Okay, we did do a speed run there. What is going to be my favorite jersey? There's 124 jerseys. I need a minute. All right, so I've gone back through everything, and I've picked my favorite. And this does not happen very often. I've got my favorite team. If you guys know what it is, you know what it is. If you don't, you're about to find out, which makes it real awkward because of the uniform that I'm wearing, or the jersey rather that I'm wearing. And if you are new, I switch up my jersey every single video to pay respect out of all the fans from all the teams out there, because I talk about all the teams. But I'm not a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. And I do not pick my favorite team very often as my favorite jersey. I would say maybe like once in a year. And I have done that here. My favorite uniform is the Montreal Canadiens alternate right kind of classic heritage style uniform that Drew has made here. I think it is just kind of different than a lot of concepts I've seen from the Montreal Canadiens from designers in the community. I really like the off-white aspect. I like the classic nature of the logo. I think the color balance is excellent. The off-white complements the light blue very nicely, or the blue. The kind of red color that's in there is beautiful as well. So I think overall this is going to be my favorite uniform. And like I said, I don't pick my favorite team very often. I try to stay as unbiased and objective as possible. But with all that, it's still the Montreal Canadiens. I just think this is a really great uniform. It's really hard to design a good Montreal Canadiens jersey or uniform that we haven't seen 1,000 times before, and that's better than their iconic jersey that's been around forever. So great job on this one, Drew. Fantastic job on all 124 or whatever it was jerseys. Usually we get 32 that are submitted and you hit us with 124. So we had our work cut out for us, but it was a lot of fun and I appreciate everyone sticking through this one. Bit of a longer video, maybe, but let me know down below in the comment section, what was your favorite from this series? If we're looking ahead in the future, or Drew has done here for 2030, if these were actually real, what's your favorite uniform? We'd love to know. What's your favorite maybe grouping of team or something? We'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. We do this every Friday on the channel, so please hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more content like this. If you did enjoy this content in this video, please hit the like button. That helps very much. I'll talk to you guys next time. Adios.